Woo! What's good, everybody? Welcome to Life on Beagle Road. Today we butchered all of our birds today. There are no birds in there because they are already butchered. But this is kind of what it looked like earlier today. They are already processed, that is correct. But what we wanted to do today was kind of give you an idea of what it is that we do in order to process our birds. And the lovely Courtney Archer over here, say hi.
Hi.
Is that a knife? You should be really gentle with the knife. She's gonna show you just exactly what it is that we do when we process these suckers. Because, we're not doing a lot of parting. At the most, we take off the wings and everything else just kind of goes in a bag, and then we'll Instapot the living daylights out of that or make some stock. Or what we love to do is shred it and make canned chicken. That's actually my favorite because then that means I can make some quesadillas. Quesadilla? What's the word? Quesadilla? Quesadilla? Tortilla? Is it fajita? Fajita, that's it. We make all that great stuff. So stick around, folks, and let's take a look at what exactly it is that we do and how we go about it.
All right, I'm just pulling off extra feathers. This one's for you, Matt. You don't need to get crazy about picking feathers off around the head or here.
Where's here?
Like here. Or here, because you're going to cut this off. Okay. And just the big ones, the little ones. If you're making chicken with the skin on, you're probably making it crispy anyway, so they burn, and then you just don't tell your spouse and children that there were feathers still left on it.
I mean, I figured there was. I can look at it.
All right. Well, don't tell your children. Definitely don't tell your children. I hold the bird up by the neck, and I'm going to start by cutting on what is the bird's left side, because the right side is where the crop is, and I don't want to cut the crop open. And then I'm going to do the back. And then I'm just going to kind of do the skin here in the front. I'm not going to go any deeper than just the skin. And same on this side. And then I'm going to lay it down, and I break the connective tissue around the crop with my fingers so that I don't risk cutting it open. This one's not too bad. This bird didn't eat a lot today, which is the idea, but sometimes they'll just start eating dirt and grass and anything they can get to while they're waiting to be butchered, and it gets a little messy. It's slippy, but you just keep breaking that connective tissue that's holding it in there. Until you can kind of grab a hold of it and pull it out. All right. And then ideal state if I can see behind it here. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this part with my scissors. So this is the crop going down into the stomach. I don't want to cut that, but I'm gonna cut everything around it here. And again, this is the crop. This is the right side of the bird going down into the stomach. I'm gonna make another hole here, and I'm gonna cut the neck and the windpipe. And then I'm just gonna pull on this. Sometimes you have to cut it, but yeah, it's starting to pull the stomach out. I don't want to pull the stomach out because it'll just keep pulling and things inside will break. So if it gets to the point where you can start to feel another bump coming, don't keep pulling and just cut it about here. I'm gonna keep the neck for stock, so I'm gonna cut off the head. And then I'm gonna just run my scissors. Actually, I'm gonna do it from the top is easier. Run my scissors inside the skin. Cut it. Peel the crop and the windpipe and stuff off. You can peel the skin off and keep it if you want, but I'm not going to.
Oh, and sometimes you can keep the neck on, right?
Yeah, I kept a good bit of neck in there, but you can either stick this inside your whole bird and keep it, or I like to keep them separate for stock. Let's get rid of these feet. They're going in the stock pile also. Just cut at the joint. Now to cut into this part, I'm going to pull the skin up so that I can save as much of the skin as I can. And then I'm going to just cut here slowly, because what I don't want to do is cut into any internal organs. Okay, I'm cutting through the skin. And then I'm going to slowly cut through the fat and connective tissue. This is just fat. You can reach in there, break this connective tissue. And then I just need to make this big enough to get my hand in there. Then I'm gonna reach my hand inside and I'm gonna feel for the heart. Even if your chicken's been in ice, that part will still be pretty warm. Feels like a triangle.
Gross, you hear that?
It's a noisy business.
That's why I let you do it.
Yep. You see, this is the crop now that came out the other end.
Okay.
There we go. And what you don't want to do is tear open, where is it? I don't even see it. Hold on. Just don't tear open any of this. You just want to pull the connective tissue. Until you kind of have everything out except this last piece of intestine. I suppose that is the chicken colon.
That right there?
This.
Okay.
This thing. Yeah, this is just fat and connective tissue. And then you're going to cut on one side of the chicken's butt. And then on the other side of it.
Making an anal fissure? Is that what's going on?
Not quite.
No?
No.
No.
And then I'm going to take the scissors and cut across that area that I just cut down to.
Basically cutting off that tail feather section, right?
Yep.
Okay. With all that junk came out.
Yes, exactly. Because all that junk eventually connects to that tail feather hole.
Word.
Okay.
And everything be clean out in there, huh?
Almost. We got our lung scrapers.
Show me the lung scraper. And where did we get that? We got that at Stromberg's, right?
Yep.
You can get them at Premier One, I think.
Yeah. Make sure you get the trachea, rest of the trachea
Show me
out of
the
there. I just did.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
the
don't get
trachea.
sassy. Don't get sassy.
Right there.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I was trying to make this a learning experience. I mean, I'm never going to do it, so it's not like I'm learning here.
Right.
Just saying.
I know you're not.
If ever you kick the bucket, I'm just going to marry somebody else that does this. I'm not
You're just going
actually
to stop
do
doing
myself.
it.
Yeah, that's how it's going to work.
Just not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Ta-da!
It's kind of like everything
Full
else.
bird.
I'll do laundry.
Full bird.
Yep. So with this right here, this is how we just do it. Except for we take the wings off because we like to have wing night, right?
Yep.
But other than that, and how do we do the wing? If somebody else wants to just take the wing off.
You cut along this line where it comes together the whole way around.
All around the joint, right?
All around the joint.
And then just pop it off.
Yeah, you just kind of pop it and, you know, then you'll know.
Did you hear that? Did you hear it?
Yep.
That's what they're looking for, that pop sound.
And then you just find the little pieces of tissue that are still holding it and cut it free.
There you go. Good. And there you're just separating the two pieces of the wing, right?
Yep.
Because there are two pieces to every wing. And then these feet, what do? We freeze those and give them to the dogs, right? Those are dog treats.
I put them in stock. You can
That's
make
it. That's
dog
what I
treats
meant.
out of
That's
them
what I
now,
meant.
too.
Stock, not dog treats.
But they can be dog treats.
Right.
They just can't be dog treats after they're cooked.
Why is that?
The bones will splinter.
Ah, good point. I knew that.
Unless you are a lab.
And then you just eat the whole thing
Then you just eat
whole and just
You're
never
like,
even bite the bone. Somehow it makes its way out.
Apparently then your body's fine.
Yeah.
Now, I could take the heart and liver and gallbladder and all kinds of stuff out there and also utilize that stuff for either dog food or stuff for us, but outside of me, no one will eat that
I won't
stuff.
touch it. I'm not eating that. I'm all good with everything we do, with the exception of eating that I'm not eating chicken livers and gallbladders and give it to the dogs though.
So
we have a whole bunch of it in the fridge or the freezer.
Yeah. And sometimes I do make cat and dog food out of it, but also sometimes it just goes back to enriching our soil.
Yep. That's just okay.
Yep.
So there you go.
You know, it's not okay making people feel guilty about not using that stuff. So
Right.
we don't do that here.
Oh my gosh, right? We definitely don't do that here.
You do what you can.
Do what you can.
And anything going back into the soil is always good.
Yes.
Finished bird.
Finished bird.
I'm gonna rinse it off and put it in a bag.
You just rinse out its butt, right?
Well, the whole thing, you know, maybe there's a feather that got stuck to it, or just rinsing it off, just like...
Rinsing. Who says rinsing?
I
Does
do.
anyone else say rinsing? Who says rinsing? It's rinse. Rinse. Rinsing.
Shake out the extra water.
Now, because we just put our whole birds in the freezer, right? Which we'll do after they go through the rigor process, right?
Grab one of these bags, please. It's stuck. Thank you.
Sorry, I had a bug on my neck. You just put it in there, right?
Mm-hmm. We'll zip tie it closed. We
Stick
dunk it in hot water.
Hot
It
water?
shrink
Oh,
wraps
because it
it.
shrink wraps. Yeah,
Yep.
good call.
And you put it in the freezer. But yeah, after it goes through rigor, we won't put them in the freezer
Right.
until tomorrow night.
So for tonight, they just go in the cooler, right?
And then
cooler.
the fridge.
Then they'll go through rigor tonight, and then tomorrow they're good to go, right?
Yep.
All right, that's it. Tell everybody, have a great day.
Have a great day.
Peace. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. And by all means, if you didn't like this one, go ahead and watch all them other boring videos. Love you, bye.